Pete Davidson, the guy who will make you laugh until you snort milk through your nose, is stepping into the Shark Tank with a proposal so cozy, it'll hug your feet. Yes, you read that right. Socks. You might have thought Pete would pitch something wild, like a Krusty Krab-style fast food chain for comedians, or a therapy hotline that only plays Lazy Sunday. But no, our boy Pete has taken stock in socks. Specifically, he's asking for a $500,000 investment in exchange for some modest slice of his sock empire, and if you're expecting quiet humility, think again. This pitch is loaded with wit, self-deprecation, and enough energy to power a small city, or at least your morning routine. Enter the tank. Pete makes it personal. Picture Pete striding confidently into the tank, wearing mismatched socks, one neon green with a unicorn, the other tie-dyed with the phrase, "I tried." He flashes that cheeky grin and says, "Hey sharks, I'm Pete Davidson. Comedian, actor, occasional artist, and now, entrepreneur in the sock biz." A beat of silence. Then he adds, "I'm here because your feet are tired. Let's fix that." It's the kind of line that lands before you even know what hit you. You can practically hear the producers yelping, "Get the camera, now." Pete doesn't waft in with vague dreams of disrupting fashion. Nope. He hits hard. Of all items of clothing, socks are the greatest unsung heroes. They endure sweat, shame, and the mysterious disappearance of all their pairs. Yet they get no love. That stops today. Boom. The sharks lean in. Mr. Wonderful raises an eyebrow. Lori tilts her head. Damon asks, "Wait, Pete, socks? Really?" And Pete, with that trademark deadpan charm, goes, "Yep. But not just any socks. We're talking ultra-soft, odor-fighting, quirk-infused socks that feel like a hug for your feet, with punchlines." The product. Socks with personality, and lycra. Pete pulls out a pair. He holds them up like they're Oscar trophies. One sock is emblazoned with Big Ben Who, and a cartoon whale. The other, SS's Savage, with a slithering serpent. He taps the fabric. Gentle compression, cotton modal blend, reinforced heel and toe. Your feet deserve tech. He might be more famous for being a Saturday Night Live alum than a textile guru, but he's done his homework, or at least, his intern did. Pete rattles off manufacturing costs, which are surprisingly low, and retail pricing that's high enough to make you do a double take, but not so high that you'll punt them like a pair of expired peanuts. He's already done a soft launch on Instagram and TikTok, racking up likes, comments, and sock models accidentally forgetting shoes. People message him, "I never knew I needed socks that say, Todd's toe tall domination, until now." And to that he replies, "Well, Todd's got that domination locked." That's engagement. That's brand voice. That's Pete. The ask, $500K to rock feet everywhere. Then comes the ask. Sharks, here's the deal. I want $500,000 for 10% equity. He pauses for effect. Yeah, I know, that implies a $5 million valuation. But consider this, there are 330 million Americans. Let's say 20% of them, 66 million folks, buy one pair a year. At an average price of $20, that's $1.32 billion. And that's just America. He flashes another grin. The sharks blink. Mark Cuban tries to calculate in his head while simultaneously wondering if Pete's socks can fit an NBA-sized foot. Kevin O'Leary mutters, "I like feet. I like socks. I like numbers." Oxford-level math meets one-liners. It's elegant in its simplicity. Shark reactions. Chaos, curiosity, charm. Lori goes, "First of all, love you, Pete. Second of all, socks? You're telling me you're not just selling socks, you're selling a personality accessory." And Pete chirps, exactly. Socks are silent comedians. They're hidden, but they raise the vibe. Barbara Corcoran nods. Cost of goods look low. Your margins seem solid. Also, you have a built-in fanbase who will buy anything you tease at 3 a.m. on your Insta story. Pete shrugs. True. I once sold a single half-eaten sandwich for like $200. The sharks laugh. How could they not? Kevin makes an offer. I'll do $500,000 for 20% equity and a 2% royalty. Damon counters. I love the brand identity, but I'll go in for $500,000 for 15%, no royalty. I know apparel. Mark Cuban doesn't want socks, he wants your laugh. He jokes, I'll invest if each pair comes with an audio clip of you delivering a joke when you put them on. Pete, eyes lighting up. Oh my god. We're stepping into interactive socks. Energy, banter, business. The banter gets faster. Pete is firing back clever retorts like machine gun stand-up. Kevin. I want to own a piece of this. But royalty? Pete. Sure. 2% royalty on your feet? You make it rain, Kev. Damon. I know retail distribution. Pete. Awesome. Let's sock the world. Mark. Audio jokes? Pete. Yes, or do we call it talking toe warmers? He's generous with the charm, and strategic. He's already planning limited edition collabs. Sphinx-themed, alien abduction survivor. My therapist said buy more shoes. He mentions custom size offerings, nostalgic 90s cartoon prints, even emergency sock stashes for people who lose one in the laundry vortex. It's absurd, fun, and plausible. Final verdict. Which shark bites? After a round of intense negotiations, accented by Pete's go-to line, just trying to warm your heart and your toes, Damon jumps up. Pete, I'll take your offer. $500,000 for 15%, plus I want a fair chunk of the creative direction. Pete puckers his lips and says, deal if you promise not to ask the socks to pitch back. They shake. Cue confetti. Epilogue. Feet shall be warmed. Peated socks, pending trademark clearance, marches forward. With Damon's savvy fashion retail muscles and Pete's comedic marketing flair, they'll target direct-to-consumer via a vibrant, meme-powered website. Pop-up sock vending machines at comedy clubs, festivals, and maybe NFL halftime shows. Subscription bundles. The weekly wacky sock box, because why not subscribe to surprise feet? Pete ends the pitch with, Sharks, thanks for helping me turn my sock drawer into a sock dynasty. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some toes to pamper. He exits to thunderous applause, and maybe a little envy from the other contestants, who pitched drone taxi services and gluten-free goat cheese but didn't make socks this delightful. Why this works, a mini breakdown, tongue-in-cheek edition. Relatability. Everyone owns socks. Novelty. Socks with personality plus audio jokes equals fluorescent unicorn. Backed by data. Pete pulled math from thin air, but it's enough to make sense. Built-in audience. People who follow Pete will buy anything, even a sock printed with his middle-of-the-night tweets. Room to grow. Collabs, subscriptions, retail, v-commerce, shoeless dreams to upright triumphs.